ever notice how back in the 80s we didn't always care about what genre a movie was supposed to be? They were just everything. You'd rent what you thought was an action movie, and suddenly you would have gore, monsters, existential dread, some kind of sci fi horror, and somehow nobody ever questioned it because it was awesome. So tonight, we are diving into that exact vibe because at Friday Night Rentals, it's the place where action, horror, sci fi all collide just like they used to on those dusty old VHS shelves. And yeah, I'm giving these movies away again and announcing last week's winner, so stick around. Pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. All right, welcome back to the AVA Pop Culture Rental Store. Pop culture video is in full effect now. This is a whole new little corner of AVA pop culture here on the channel. It'll have some live streams. It'll be part of Friday Night Rentals. Just consider the Pop Culture Video Rental Store open for business. The shelves are stocked. The tapes might be worn out. They might have transferred to some new school, but every night feels like 1987. And tonight's theme is action movies that secretly became slightly horror or even sci-fi horror that kind of all blended together depending on how you looked at it. And trust me, this is just the beginning. I have a couple of videos here as we focus on horror where we see that in the 80s and 90s, that wasn't actually that much different from some of the best action. But first, we are going to build the perfect weekend lineup here on Friday night. All right, so we're going to kick this thing off with a classic horror anchor that has a lot of action in it, and that is Day of the Dead. If you're starting the night right, you go straight to the deep end. Day of the Dead is pure, unfiltered 80s horror, but here's the thing. It plays kind of like a military action movie that sort of slowly rots away from the inside to become horror. You've got soldiers, you've got a bunker, you've got a command structure in tension, and instead of a mission, it is pure survival. Now, this one gets very, very bleak. This is where the 80s didn't hold your hand. It showed you the consequences, tons of gore, practical effects, some of the best ever. I mean, you have a lot of iconic scenes in this film. This is a great Scream Factory Blu-ray right here that I'll be giving away tonight. This is the rental that's going to kick us off tonight. And if it's been a while since you've seen this, hold on, because it is a little bit harder and it goes way harder than you think. Day of the Dead kicks us off tonight on Friday Night Rentals. Now, next up is a kind of a jump forward. We're going to leap forward, but keep the same sort of DNA with a movie that is kind of a modern throwback that gets it right. And it's not really all that modern anymore because now it's a little bit older, but I am talking 30 Days of Night, starring Josh Hartnett on this beautiful Blu-ray, still in the plastic. 30 Days of Night is basically an 80s sort of siege film, like a siege horror film wearing early 2000s clothes. You've got small town horror. You've got this small Alaskan town that is cut off from everyone else, and the sun is not even going to rise to help them. So no help is coming, and the predators here, the vampires, are not romanticized. They're not pretty. They are brutal and intense. This thing feels like something that could have played like on late night cable or on an old VHS that you found right next to your favorite other cult hits back in the 80s. It's lean, it's mean, it doesn't overcomplicate things. It is as plain simple. Survive the night that just so happens to last for 30 days. Vampires, brutal, blood, Josh Hartnett, small town sheriff, small town horror, all those close, cold vibes of a winter night. 30 Days of Night is our next rental. Now, next up, we got to get a little bit messy with some pure monster mayhem, and we're going to go with Alien vs. Predator Requiem. And this is what happens when you stop pretending the franchises are anything but monsters tearing through people. And honestly, that's kind of what makes it work for this particular lineup this weekend. Again, you've got small town horror, which I like, and it's mixed with creature feature chaos with enough like nostalgia, because you're going back to the 80s where these characters were established, back with the original Predator, the original Alien, well, actually established in the 70s. And you've got all that kind of nostalgia coming forward to later years, and now you're just focusing on the creature feature monster sci-fi horror of it all, but plenty of action. Again, with the small town thing, the action is just really structured enough to keep this thing moving forward. It's grimy, it's kind of mean, and yeah, it leans much harder into horror, in my opinion, than like the early ones that feel more like sci-fi horror. This feels much more like a creature feature, exactly like those late 80s sequels just said. It took those and said, more blood, more creatures, let's go. Alien vs. Predator Requiem is our third rental of the night. All right, so we're going to finish this thing out with a prestige sci-fi futuristic sort of dystopian horror action film, and this is a good way to end the marathon tonight, our rentals. This is a newer one with 80s roots. It is Blade Runner 2049 on a beautiful 4K here. Now, this is how you close out the night, because the original Blade Runner, a huge hit, synonymous with the 80s, Harrison Ford, and this one makes everything feel bigger than it should. And it's not traditional horror in a sense. It's not traditional action, but it's that dystopian future. The horrors of what we know happened in the original. A quiet sort of existential dread that the 80s sci-fi just absolutely mastered. This thing is slower. It's immersive, but it keeps asking the same questions those older films did. What does it mean to be human and not a monster or an imitation? And with the time, and by the time this thing rolls credits at the end, you're not just watching a movie anymore. You're setting in the afterglow sort of the entire night, because this movie, dare I say it, might be better than the original Blade Runner. And for an 80s kid whose biggest star, like my favorite actor of all time is probably Harrison Ford, right? And I mean, he's Han Solo, he's Indiana Jones, and he's the damn Blade Runner. He doesn't show up until about the third act of this film. It doesn't matter. Ryan Gosling turns in a great performance. The visuals are stunning. The sound and the whole immersive nature of this hopeless feeling of the future and the horrors that entails. You've got body horror in here. You've got some gruesome kills. So it's not traditional horror. It's not traditional action. It's not even traditional sci-fi. It's somewhere in the middle of all those. It's a sampling, and that's why I put it here. And it's just a glorious 4K, a perfect way to end the night. Blade Runner 2049. All right, now I will be giving these away as well. But before we get to that, let's announce the winner of last week's entry. Congratulations to JMoney0796. You win last week's stack. So what I need you to do is email me at avawithchase@gmail.com. I will get all the pertinent information for you and send you this stack of rentals that you will enjoy a great ultimate horror sleepover. Congrats, J Money. You have been a big fan of this series since day one. I love that you are so interested in the whole recommendations, this whole vibe, this whole process. It's fitting that the random picker picked you. I love it, my friend. Make sure that you email me, avawithchase@gmail.com, and I will get these movies sent to you. Now, if you want to enter to win this week's lineup of rentals, what I need you to do is make sure you are subscribed. You have to be subscribed. I want you to drop a comment with your favorite action horror hybrid. Put it right down in the comments and let me know which movie from tonight you'd grab off the shelf first. Now, I'm interested in these comments. I'm not just saying to do it for an entry. I am working on a couple of videos for our horror wave sort of focus here, where we are going to talk about the blending of action and horror in the 80s and 90s, and a lot of times you didn't even notice it. So I want to hear from you. What are some of your favorite mashups of all time? And I will announce the winners on the next episode. You will have Day of the Dead, the Blu-ray from Scream Factory Boutique, 30 Days of Night on Blu-ray. You will have Alien vs. Predator Requiem, the extreme unrated set here. It's a multi-disc set, and the multi-disc set of Blade Runner 2049 on 4K. So make sure you are entered to win. Like I said, we're just warming up. We've got lots of horror to finish out our halfway to Halloween celebration. Lots of action, lots of 80s comedies, so much stuff coming up. Make sure you are on the channel, you are subscribed. Make sure you like this video, ring the bell, because I keep hearing so many people are not getting notified about my videos when they go up. If you ring that bell, that'll put an end to that. You'll know whenever a video drops that you might be interested in. If you want to help support what we're doing here a little more, you can join my Patreon. That link is in the description. You'll get your name on every video, in lights, behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking, days hanging out with me, physical media, deep dives and reviews, and so much more. And everything helps support the channel, and I really do appreciate it. That is tonight's lineup. AVA Pop Culture Video Rental Store is open for business. Action, horror, sci-fi, comedies, all blended, all here, all the time, talking about the movies that you love, and I love sharing it with you. But until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. The video rental store is closed for right now. Bye-bye. I know.